The other day I was watching a fly that was in our living room. It was flying around and it kept going toward the patio door and flying right into the window. Have you ever noticed a fly in your house doing that? This seems to be the season for flies. And that fly would keep pounding itself against the window pane over and over again. Then it would buzz into the corner and it would fly around there and it'd try to get through that pane of glass. To no avail. It could not get through the window. It would come off that window once in a while and fly around the room, wham, right back into that same window over and over again, and it couldn't get out. So I finally opened the door and tried to shoo that fly out. And you know how difficult it is to get a fly out. Maybe you've had a fly in your car and you just cannot get that thing out no matter what. And so that fly would fly back around and swirl around and whack right back into that window again. And it reminded me of a spiritual principle that maybe we face in our lives, because sometimes we're flying around in our life and we're trying to break through, but we just cannot get through it. Just like that fly cannot get through the window. And Jeremiah 10:23 tells us why we cannot do it. It says, "O Lord, I know the way of man is not in himself." And yet we all think we know the answer. We know how we can succeed. We know the way to get through life. But Jeremiah says, no, it is not in man who walks to direct his own steps. Now I wonder, have we learned that? Can we truly say, I know it? I know the way of man. I know my way isn't in my thinking, that I need God's way of looking at life. I need His direction. You see, with God's direction, we could find that open door. With God's direction, we could get through it, and we can live. In fact, in Ezekiel 18, it tells us that very thing. Ezekiel 18:32 says, "Turn and live." If that fly would have just turned and went through that open door, it would have lived. But we've got to make sure we know the way out. And of course, that way out is following God, having Him direct our steps. So when you hit up against that window pane of life, seek God, look to Him, pray, and ask Him to direct your steps. That's BT Daily. We'll see you next time.